Two JMU alumni with a life-saving connection unite on campus.
And a local elementary school inspires the next generation of bilingual speakers.
Plus, find out which JMU basketball player will be key in the Sun Belt Tournament.
And we'll get a sneak peek at the art show taking place here tonight.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Olivia Williams.
And I'm Abby Allard. JMU students gathered outside of Memorial Hall in response to new policies challenging equity in the classroom. Educators stood up for a concern close to them and their students.
It's not a political issue. It's a human right issue.
Rebecca McCain organized a walkout for future educators and students where they could voice their displeasure with recent policy changes. The protest highlighted grievances with changes to special education services, Title I, and DEI protocols.
The Title I issue of defunding Title I schools, especially for kids who get the free meals through Title I schools, those resources that they're not able to access at home and they solely get it and rely on the school.
DEI, so diversity, inclusion, and equity, so making sure that all students have their needs met and ensuring that they feel represented in the classrooms, ensuring that they see themselves being represented outside of the classrooms is really important. Just making sure that they feel welcomed and safe wherever they go.
Students expressed these concerns by making signs and lining up on South High Street.
Being able to build these bridges up, helping to close the gap that we're seeing in the education system, it's only to uplift voices, not to bring other voices down.
We have to have the grassroots folks. We have to have the parents. We've got to have everybody on board to push this back.
Organizers displayed QR codes allowing participants to scan and access resources on how to contact local legislators and support advocacy efforts.
The only thing that I can say is just make sure to support all educators. We cannot go throughout life without our teachers. So thank your teachers and support the future educators.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Allie Donnelly.
Rockingham residents organized protests outside Representative Ben Kline's offices on Tuesday. Breeze TV's Lauren Keller spoke with protesters outside the Harrisonburg office about their concerns.
Signs, flags, and Rockingham residents could be seen outside of U.S. Representative Ben Kline's offices across the 6th District on Tuesday. In Harrisonburg, protesters lined up on North Mason Street sidewalk. Protesters are concerned that Kline has not hosted Rockingham County town halls.
He's basically saying, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to listen to the big money and what Donald Trump and billionaires are telling me to do, and not what the people who elected me are telling me to do.
Protesters were upset with the lack of transparency from Kline.
They have made all these claims of mismanagement and fraud, but they haven't presented any examples, and when people complain that they were not presenting any examples, the ones they provided have been shown to be false, incorrect.
Protesters said Kline agrees with whatever President Donald Trump and Elon Musk says, claiming Kline does not have his own voice.
If you only have one person making decisions and making all the judgments, the rules, the policies, there's no reason to have Congress.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Lauren Keller.
And let's take a look at what's happening at the art show. Brandon, what's going on there?
Thanks, Abby. And we're here at Sagebird Cider Works, where Kappa Pi is having their art show tonight. I'm here with Andrea Borneman, one of the members and artists. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Okay, so what is special about this event?
So this event is really special to many of the artists here. The theme was community, so a lot of the artists put their whole heart and soul into these pieces, and it's something that to bring people together. Yeah.
And how long has it been in the making?
I'm honestly not too sure. So this is my first semester here with Kappa Pi, but our vice president, Kate Funk, who I helped set this gallery up the other day, I know she's worked super hard on it, so it's been in the works for a while.
And how many art pieces do you have in the show?
I'm honestly not too sure. We have about like 10 to 15 pieces, I believe, and they're all with like different mediums.
And behind us is Andrea's piece, Angels. So what does this piece mean to you, and what's the inspiration behind it?
So this piece, originally when I was making it, I didn't have anything in mind. I'm actually a biology major, minoring in art, so I love anatomy in the human body. And recently, my main art drive has been practicing the human body, and it started off honestly as something kind of just like anatomy, and I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest. So I've been drawing angels more recently because I'm religious. So although this started off as a study, in the back of my mind, since I'm religious, angels are very important to me. There's 2 angels here clearly, and it's honestly up to the viewer, and that's something really important to me too, is art is always to the viewer. And for me, when I look at it as a viewer, I kind of just see 2 angels, maybe the archangel Michael, maybe the angel Lucifer. There's a whole story about that, but that's what is going in my head.
So this piece is absolutely beautiful, and I'm sure the event tonight will be a huge success. Back to you guys at the desk.
Was an emotional and unforgettable weekend for 2 former students. A life-saving gift brought them together, but now their connection runs much deeper.
This is Caroline. She's navigated leukemia for 16 years and relapsed 5 times. Through faith and resilience, she found an unexpected connection, a fellow Duke who became her lifesaver.
It's like, what do you say to the person that saved your life?
Leukemia is a type of cancer that affects blood and bone marrow. Leukemia is the most common type of cancer in kids.
The only thing worse than having a child be as sick as she has been for close to 16 years now would be actually losing a child.
Caroline had her bone marrow transplant in December 2023. She had to wait a year to find out who her donor was. All Caroline knew was her donor was about her age and size, but their connection goes much deeper.
We're like sisters now, like she literally has my DNA now.
Caroline's donor could have came from anywhere in the world, but as fate would have it, she's also a JMU alumna. She joined the bone marrow registry as a freshman at JMU. 10 years later, she received a call. She had a match.
It was crazy that she was from Virginia, but then she said she also went to JMU, which is even crazier.
Bethany and Caroline were a 10 for 10 match for each other. The chances of this are 1 in 55,000. Bethany and Caroline both lived at Gifford Hall at separate times during their JMU careers.
We knew God was involved. I mean, there's no other explanation.
Caroline has found strength in her journey and a deeper sense of purpose.
I wouldn't be the person that I am without cancer. I feel like I have a purpose, and I need to try to fill that purpose.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Alexa Bonilla.
Find out how JMU Dining is creating inclusive options for Ramadan participants.
Plus, what to do if immigration enforcement approaches you. The Latinx Student Alliance educates students on their rights.
And a JMU student started an inclusive choir on campus.
The one, the only, Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
It's too darn hot. I'd like to sup with a baby tonight.
The best car for the best price with the best payment plan. It's all waiting for you at Consumers Auto Warehouse in Stanton. Why not swing on by and let us show you how affordable a top quality used car is. Consumers Auto Warehouse, Richmond Avenue, Stanton.
This is Breeze TV.
Muslim students at JMU are participating in Ramadan. Ramadan is a month-long holiday celebrated by people in the Islamic faith. It prioritizes fasting during daylight hours and prayer.
For me, Ramadan is more about like cleanse, and so it really helps me like prioritize like religion and Islam and like how can I become the best Muslim I can be.
JMU Dining has extended its hours and continues to offer takeaway containers which can be utilized by students fasting. This allows students to focus on the holy month without interference.
For us to reflect and get away from like, the distractions. I personally like to get off like social media in Ramadan so I can focus more on my spiritual growth. I like to increase my Quran reading.
The month is considered the holiest month for Muslims. JMU's Muslim Student Association hosts a weekly iftar event for the occasion.
Fear of deportation surrounds the Harrisonburg immigrant community. I spoke with members of the JMU Latinx Student Alliance about how they're educating students on their rights.
No, I want you guys to dream about, okay, how have I made an impact in politics? How have I touched the government? How have I made my voice heard? Is that something you can teach others?
Students came together to support one another, engaging in conversations on how to become more politically involved and how to handle an interaction with immigration enforcement. The event, hosted by the Latinx Student Alliance, was organized in response to rising concerns surrounding executive orders from President Donald Trump.
This is the reality of things, and like what steps can we take in order to take action and to become more civically involved.
LSA President Tristan Goana said it was crucial to address the growing fear within the refugee and immigrant communities.
We have to do something. I was like, we can just like sit here and just be like all happy and joyful and just put on events without really thinking about what's going on. I was like, because at that point, why are we on campus? Why are we holding a space for the Latinx community on campus if we're not holding space for these types of conversations?
Attendees created red cards. The purpose of the red cards is to reinforce their constitutional rights if ICE approaches.
It made me feel more welcomed, more belonging, and I feel like I have a much bigger support system than I thought I did.
LSA receives partial funding from the Center for Multicultural Student Services. They are uncertain how executive orders affecting diversity, equity, and inclusion will impact the organization's funding.
Harrisonburg City Public Schools offers a program that allows students to learn in both English and Spanish. I visited Bluestone Elementary to learn more about these opportunities. Harrisonburg City Public Schools offers a dual language immersion program. Students spend half their day learning in English and the other half in Spanish. This program promotes high academic achievement while enabling second language development and cross-cultural understanding.
54% of our students in Harrisonburg City Schools are Hispanic, so offering this pathway where they can learn in their native language is crucial to enhance their experience, and not only that, but accelerate their English proficiency.
Since assuming her role 3 years ago, Pandolfi has implemented several changes to the program. These include providing teachers with updated curricula and engaging with the local Harrisonburg community. First grade teacher Romina Cecilia, who immigrated from Uruguay at the age of 6, credits Pandolfi for her impact on the program.
To have this program here at school is just kind of a, oh yeah, like they didn't have that before, now they have it, and I can like be part of it and really make a difference, you know.
Third grade bilingual teacher Andrea Vargas says that her motivation to help these students stems from her own immigration experience.
I came from Colombia almost 9 years ago to make that impact here in the United States, and still I want to be here working with my students so they know that there are so many people out of the United States and we can learn from each other.
The dual language immersion program carries students all the way through high school graduation, with hopes to instill a love for language in all its students.
A JMU student created an inclusive choir experience for members of the LGBTQ community. Breeze TV's Emmeline Chassie spoke with its founder to learn more about what this organization means to their community.
Students and the Shenandoah community have the opportunity to join a choir dedicated to inclusivity and representation. JMU doctoral student Colin Cozy designed an LGBTQ+ and ally choir to provide a safe space for members.
Every single time they show up to sing, to talk to people, and remember that if they are LGBTQ+ or an ally, that there is strength in community, that there is resilience through singing.
International student Denzel Abarquez, who is part of the queer community, felt this welcome when he joined Cozy's choir.
Really important to have diversity, equity, and inclusion because it's an opportunity for people who are underrepresented to kind of take the stage, kind of take space, and be heard.
Cozy believes that now more than ever, artists of all kinds have the ability to create safe spaces and combat discrimination, no matter how small the act.
Work that you do to make your community better, your friendships heartier, your music tells a story that people need to hear, that ripples across the world we live in.
The choir meets monthly throughout the spring semester for 3-hour sessions, providing a community space to learn and sing with one another. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Emmeline Chassie.
A women's basketball player is heading into the Sunbelt title games with a winner's mindset.
And JMU has been passed for the #1 seed in the conference.
And JMU men's basketball is off to Florida for their Sunbelt Conference tournament.
It's bow time. Introducing new Bojangles chicken wings. Try the boldly seasoned classic, sweet and smoky barbecue, or creamy buffalo for some heat. Head to Bojangles and order all 3 flavors for your next party. It's bow time.
Bojangles, Cajun filet biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun filet biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun filet biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born. This is Breeze TV.
Welcome to the Breeze TV Sports Desk. I'm Tommy Urganis. Well, the JMU women's basketball team is the top seed for the Sunbelt Conference tournament. Guard Peyton McDaniel was named the Sunbelt Conference Women's Basketball Player of the Year. McDaniel averaged 16 points and 8.4 rebounds per game in the regular season. She also scored a Sunbelt best 17.4 points per game in conference play. McDaniel had 8 games with 20 or more points and 12 games with both double-digit points and rebounds. Both McDaniel and Duke center Ksenia Kozlova were named to the All-Sunbelt Conference first team. Head coach Shauna Reagan was also awarded Sunbelt Coach of the Year after leading the Dukes to an unbeaten conference record. The team was the first Sunbelt program to go undefeated in conference in 13 years. With the tournament's new structure, JMU gets a bye straight to the semifinals.
And avoid having to win 3 in a row versus just 2 in a row, I just think is a huge advantage. So I'm still in favor of it.
The conference semifinals will be on Sunday. The Dukes are expected to tip off at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time at the Pensacola Bay Center in Pensacola, Florida. JMU senior forward Ashanti Barnes emerged as a lead contributor for the women's basketball Dukes in conference play. She was a third-team All-Sunbelt Conference selection this season. Barnes averages 11.1 points per game in Sunbelt games. Her 8.8 rebounds per game in that stretch leads the team. Barnes has had 17 games scoring double-digit points this season. Barnes also has 6 games this year with 10 or more rebounds. She also scored a JMU career-high 25 points against Marshall in January. Last year, the Dukes advanced to the Sunbelt Conference title game against Marshall, but lost 95-92 in overtime. Barnes only played 13 minutes in that game. She fouled out with 2 points and 7 rebounds.
I'll say how I felt and how my teammates felt, and we don't want that feeling again.
The Dukes have received votes in the Associated Press poll this week for a third straight week. JMU men's basketball is in Pensacola, Florida for the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. The Dukes locked up the 2 seed in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament last weekend. This earned them an automatic bid into the tournament semifinals. The Dukes finished the regular season with a 20-11 record. They also went 13-5 in Sun Belt Conference play. A key performer to keep an eye on for the Sun Belt Tournament is senior guard Mark Freeman. Freeman has averaged a team-high 15.2 points per game this season while shooting 42.2% from the field. His points per game went up in conference play where he averaged over 17 points per contest. Another key performer for the Dukes this season is redshirt freshman guard Bryce Lindsey. Lindsey has averaged 13.6 points a game on the year and has shot 46.4% from the floor. He also broke the JMU freshman record for three-pointers made in a season. Both of these players ended up winning Sun Belt accolades. Freeman won Newcomer of the Year and First Team All-Sun Belt, while Lindsey won the Sun Belt Sixth Man of the Year and Freshman of the Year.
To be able to take home those type of accolades just speaks a lot to where our program is and certainly the type of talent that we're able to garner here.
The Sun Belt Conference semifinals will be on Sunday. The Dukes are expected to tip off at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at the Pensacola Bay Center in Pensacola, Florida. Junior guard Xavier Brown was JMU's main returning player this season. He was part of the team's run to a Sun Belt Conference championship in 2024. Brown scored a then career high of 21 points for JMU in last season's conference title game. The Dukes won that game 91-71 over Arkansas State. The victory secured JMU's bid into the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2013. The Dukes had the #1 seed in the conference going into last Friday. However, Texas State beat JMU and San Marcos 102-93 in double overtime. South Alabama then jumped the Dukes for the first overall seed by beating Louisiana Lafayette. South Alabama beat JMU last December as both teams were 13-5 in conference play. JMU still is in the conference semifinals and won't play until March 9th. Brown watched South Alabama celebrate after gaining the 1 seed and with it the title of Sun Belt regular season champions.
Seeing that stung, man. Like, obviously that our goal was to, be outright champs and fell just short of it. So I doubt we fall short again.
If South Alabama and JMU play each other in the conference tournament, it will be in the conference championship game. JMU lacrosse plays the University of Maryland at Centera Park this weekend. Maryland is the #8 ranked team in this week's Intercollegiate Women's Lacrosse Coaches Association poll. The Dukes defeated #5 ranked Florida 17-16 last Friday, despite Florida scoring the last 6 goals. That marked their 4th consecutive win. JMU jumped to the #13 ranking in this week's IWLCA poll. Dukes attacker Maddie Epke was the AAC Attack Player of the Week after scoring 4 goals against Florida and 1 against Richmond. Florida sent JMU home in the conference championship last year. Now they play Maryland, who defeated them in the NCAA tournament 17-7 last year. Maryland is 44-6 in all-time matchups against JMU. Tip-off for Saturday's game is for noon at Centera Park. That's all from me. Back to the anchors at the desk.
A local organization brought the runway to Harrisonburg. See the top looks.
And enjoy a taste of downtown with food from all around.
Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun Spice Chicken Breast Filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
Local media creation group Downscorp organized a fashion show at Hotel Madison. Breeze TV's Brandon Portillo-Aponte went backstage to learn how an event like this comes to life.
The 540 Fashion Showcase is known as the Valley's red carpet runway event of the year, featuring over 10 designers and curators as well as over 40 models. The event focused on uplifting local talent. The fashion show also served as a homecoming for creatives in Harrisonburg.
I grew up around the area and I went to high school around here, but one of my friends had sent it to me because I do a lot of modeling up in Richmond, and they basically sent it to me and were like, you better come home for this. So I signed up immediately.
Models participated from all experience levels and backgrounds. JMU student Samaya Dixon is a fashion content creator and she made her runway debut.
I'm nervous because I heard there's over 200 people, so it's like, oh my goodness, so many eyes on me, but like that's what's exciting because everyone's going to be seeing you, and this is like a great opportunity for me to like make a name for myself.
Most brands had 8 to 15 looks in the show. Each collection was unique and had a variety of themes and colors. JMU student Hannah Ali walked for 4 different brands, which were all local to the Harrisonburg area.
I've always had a love for fashion. I just never pursued it until I got to JMU and they opened up like this gateway, the 540 Fashion Showcase. So this is going to be my second time being a part of that.
The group behind the event, Downscorp, announced that they look forward to making this a recurrent event in the Valley. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Brandon Portillo-Aponte.
Well, if you're planning to visit downtown Harrisonburg soon, you'll likely be welcomed by local restaurants during the Taste of Downtown event. This annual event invites people to explore the signature restaurants of Harrisonburg. Many of the businesses take this time to advertise specialty menu items and events.
We are participating in the storied cocktail tour of Liberty Street. So that is a featured cocktail and mocktail tour, and every cocktail and mocktail is a nod or an explanation of the history of the business that put that cocktail on the menu.
With the wide range of opportunities this event features, local businesses hope to make a lasting impression.
Got on with them pretty early because we definitely saw the benefit in being a new business, and especially in downtown and on what is still considered by, I guess, a lot of people the outskirts of downtown, if you will. But getting on with them was great just to get the word out, events, being part of things, being included. Just growth and, of course, creating that sense of community within the business, not only of Liberty Street, but downtown as a whole.
The first event of the weekend is a happy hour tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. at the loft of Liberty Street. And every time we have temperatures warming up, we just get a wave of cold weather.
Yep, I am really hoping for some consistent warm spring temperatures.
Yeah, because like early this week we had like some snowflakes at one point, and then but it's supposed to be getting warmer each and every day, so hopefully we're getting closer to spring too. So yeah, going into like this weekend though, we have a high of 54 here in Harrisonburg tonight, and for the rest of the night we also have areas such as Craigsville and reaching as high as 50, but Monterey is going to be the lone sport in a high of 50. Saturday will continue that as well, as we can see some areas will be in the lower 50s, while places such as Luray and Broadway reaching as high as 51, while Franklin will get as high as 60. So hopefully that means we are getting closer to spring. However, Monterey is still going to be the lone sport as high as 40. But going into the Sunday, you know, we could see those temperatures take a little bit higher turn, as most of the area has mid to high 50s, such as Petersburg and Charlottesville, each reaching high as 58 degrees, while other areas such as Woodstock and Ridge Green will be at an even 55 degrees. So keep those coats going, but we'll be good to go sooner than later. So that's all I have here. Abby and Olivia, back to you guys.
Well, we hope everybody has a fun and safe spring break.
We'll see you all after the break.